Hello. Thank you for joining us for another podcast on the Firefly Mystic. There's something fascinating about walking into a room full of healers. You can feel the energy before a single word is spoken. And this weekend, I got to feel everything. This is Tyra, and I am from the Reiki Studio and Firefly Gift Shop, helping you find your light when moments feel dark. So we went to the Holistic Healing and Wellness Fair at the Ho-Chunk Casino Convention Center. And this field trip was part of our 10-year celebration. And this entire year, we are celebrating that by taking monthly field trips, and we have several photo shoot opportunities. And then at the end of this year, we will be putting it all into a book, 10th anniversary book for the Firefly. So we went to the Holistic Healing and Wellness Fair, and there was nine of us that went on this field trip. So for our first field trip, we had a really decent turnout. And when you first walk into the convention center, it is really very magical and beautiful. There's escalators that go upstairs and big open concept room right there right away. The waterfalls weren't on, but there was still the awesome rock display, and it looked like you were on the side of a mountain with the cool rocks and foliage everywhere. And then they have, I believe, some of the animals in the displays are taxidermied. I don't believe they're just like, a stuffed bear. I think they were once real and they went through taxidermist. And then the ceiling is painted to look like the sky. And there's an eagle flying, soaring above, and it's hanging. And I don't think the eagle is real. Maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't been that close because it's way up at the ceiling. But there's an eagle up there, and then the walls have different murals painted on them. And so some of them were like animals and different, I suppose, part of the Ho-Chunk Nation. And just scenes. I think maybe the settlers were on one of those murals. I can't quite recall everything that was on there. There's so much to look at. It's a beautiful facility. And then outside the building also, it has the same type of stonework so that you look like you're in the dells with all the neat sandstone and the way that the water carved through the Wisconsin dells. So we were there. And like I said, it's beautiful inside the convention center. And then, okay, so we walk into the big room, the main room. And there's a room on the side, another conference room, and several speakers took turns and had their programs in the side conference room. But the main conference room, you walk in and immediately there's a shaman and several Reiki practitioners and energy workers, and there were I really don't know what Omar did. I went to Omar, his name is Omar, M-A-R, and he was back way back in the corner. And I had met Omar before at this type of convention. And when I had first met him, I was with a group of people, and he came up behind me, and he said, "Can I tell you about what I do? Can I touch you?" And I said, "Of course. You can touch me. Tell me what you do." And he put a hand, like, at the back of my head, just at the top of the brain. It's down there, at the base of your skull. And then his other hand, he slid down my spine, and it was almost to the tailbone, but the low back. And he just held those 2 points for a while. Now, this was a while back. I mean, I think this had to have been before COVID, because I didn't have my acupressure certifications yet. And so he was at the top and bottom of my spine then, and I had had backache that day. But I felt a shift in the energy when Omar had touched me way back then, and I didn't have any pain for the rest of the day. So I made sure I told my group that. I'm like, "You guys, I'm not feeling any pain right now." So that was kind of neat. Anyway, then fast forward to this weekend, and Omar's there in the corner. So I can't wait to talk to him, right? So we go over, and he's telling us, he's been doing this for 50 years. This year is like his 50th year. He's like 88, I think he said. And he said, "Omar, I'm celebrating our 10th year." And he's like, "Well, you gotta get through 10 before you can get to 50. He was such an encouragement. And I told him what we were doing and that we had the photographer with us, and um, would he mind running a mini session on me, but also waiting for my entire group to come so that they could be part of it and witness it. And then would he mind? I asked if he would mind if the photographer took pictures. He's like, "No, that'd be great." So I get on his table, and it's like, I mean, he's been doing this for 50 years. I swear that table is probably 50 years old, because part of it, like, broken and sunk in. But you gotta make do with what you got. I'm very blessed that I have 4 tables that I can use. I should have given one to Omar. And anyway, he covers you with this silk cloth first, and you're dressed. I mean, because you're in the convention center. I think even if you were in his office, he would still be dressed. But he covers you with this silk cloth, and it has all the colors of the chakras in it. And so he aligns that on your body. And then on top of that, he had this hide that was, 8 feet by 6 feet at least. And it had impressions into the leather, different symbols and different animals. And there was like words. I don't know what it said, because I was getting the treatment, so I didn't take the time to look and see what everything said on his hide that he had there. Anyway, I'm under this heavy hide, and he starts working on me. And so Omar is, in its very most basic way, he is helping your energy flow. So he's hitting tops and the bottoms of the energy meridians on your body. And like he was saying, your right side is kind of, you're holding on to a lot. And he said, "I think it's stress." And that was so very accurate. Like, I hadn't told Omar anything other than he had worked on me years before, and it was just a simple touch. So that's all he knew. And he didn't remember, meeting me those years of life. So anyway, he said your energy's up on the right side. And then he was saying different things, how that can manifest and how that can look. And he was, correct, of course. Acupressure points, the meridians. And he was explaining, like, it was a mini workshop seminar for my people that came with us. And it was so awesome. I mean, he made us go around and look for enough chairs so that they could all sit around and watch and listen to him. And I just was so appreciative. And then he said, Tyra, would you like me to go and do your other side as well so that, you don't walk out here crooked? And I kind of gave over and I said, well, yeah, I don't want to walk in a circle, so okay. So he worked on the left side. And that, of course, cleared a lot easier, more quickly than the right side. So I think I was under his touch for between 30 and 40 minutes. And, he talks about how, energy, he has a very scientific mind, along with the woo-woo spiritual part, right? And he said, how ice and water, it's water, but ice is not flowing, and water flows. So he said, if your energy's corked up, it's like ice, it's not flowing. And we got to get you to melt and relax so that you can flow. Well, that's such an easy way to put it, right? So we spent a lot of time listening to Omar and learning from him. And then we're all done and with Omar, and we're walking around, and there's another vendor that I know. I've had her at our facility for different events, and she sells silver jewelry with gemstones, and then she also taught me how to do henna. She's a henna artist, and that's why I had originally invited her. So we got to catch up, and yeah, so Amy, she had shops up in Door County, and see if I can find her card here. I can almost remember the name of her business. I hope this was no, it's not. I should have emptied my bag. Let's see. Nope, that's not her either. See, I go to these things, and being a healer, I'm not so above everybody that I can't get sample healing sessions from other people. There we go. Here she is. But I go to get business cards so that I have contacts. There's another, and another, and another, and two more, and one more over there. I go to get contacts so that if I'm going to host a big event, then I call them and I'm like, hey, I met you at the Holistic Healing and Wellness Fair, and would you like to come and be part of our event as well? And then they set their prices and do whatever, but it's just a really awesome way for networking to happen. Okay, so anyway, my friend Amy, an artist, her business is Castle Art, and like I said, she's got some really awesome silver rings with gemstones, nice quality gemstones too. But I was able to catch up with her a little bit, and she mentioned that the rent got to be so high in Door County for businesses, little businesses, that she had to give up her shop, and she's available for me more than what she was before. And so she offered her services to come on down. So maybe in the future I can get her to come down. It's hard for me to host an event down here and be do henna for people or host and do tarot readings or sample Reiki sessions. And I really, really like to host and, talk to everybody when they come in and just explain everything and run the programs, basically. I really like that. But if I have to do my own programming, then I miss somebody when they come in. But so I got to catch up with her, and then there was um, two vendors, rock vendors there that I have gotten to know through the years, and their prices were pretty decent. So I made sure that I told, my people, hey, this is a really good price on this, and we'll take advantage of that. So they found a few pieces that they were happy with, and there's another one in the center. He had really good stuff, and in the middle of it, of all of this, there's also herbal and a lot of essential oils and a big, big, big essential oil display. And then little bottles of tinctures and just really neat, holistic, and even like traditional Chinese medicine type vendors there, which I was very glad to see. It was quite a bit smaller um, than normal, like previous years. Um, Usually there was like an outer circle and then the second and then an inner circle of vendors, but it wasn't like that this year. And that was kind of sad to see. And I suppose, economy and everything. Amy from the Castle Art, she was saying how she's struggling with extra fees for shipping and everything that comes with that. So she's being very careful with what she orders, and we are too. Um, else though, so there was a shaman there, and I was able to grab their card because I do want to do an event with a new shaman. We've had several shamans come through in the past, um, but two of them passed away, and I believe there were two more that they're just not in the area anymore. And then there's a fifth one that I really, really liked her, and I met her at this same convention years ago, and I lost her contact information, so that makes me kind of sad. She was really awesome. So I was happy to find that there was at least one shaman there, though. And who else was there? Some other smaller gemstone dealers, and they had um, like the little figurines, and there was pendulums and bracelets. Bracelets were there. They had a nice table set up with coloring pages for children, and we happened to have a child with us, so that kept her occupied and from becoming too bored. So she was a good girl. She had fun while she was there. It was really neat though to see vendors and people that I recognized through the years, but that they also recognized us coming through. They recognized me, and I suppose 10 years in the biz, and yeah, so I was able to say hi to some people, and some people asked, like, the group we were with, like, they noticed we had a photographer, and they were wondering, so what's going on with you guys? And our group was really happy to share. Oh, it's been 10 years, and Tyra's gonna do a book because Tyra does books. um, yeah, so that was nice. It was a good turnout, and then it's just, like strolling, walking around. It's not high endurance, anything. And afterwards, though, so I have this energy session, and they did too, because they were in on the energy circle. And basically like stomach growling. And at first I was saying, I really need a Coke. I need a Coca-Cola. I need some Coke on ice. And they're all like, yeah, we got to get something too. Well, then one of us needed to take her meds, and she needs to take them with food. So we were like, oh, good, we can go get food. People didn't mind. So we went to Culver's after. I cannot get over how busy that Culver's was. There was like standing room only, and I think we had to wait in line for 20 minutes. And food came out right away. And, it wasn't, nobody was grumpy or anything like that. I don't know what kind of group was there, but when we got there, almost every single seat was filled and outside. Thank goodness it was nice at that time because it had been raining. But I've never seen a Culver's that full ever. It was crazy. So anyway, we got our food and I tried their pub burger, and then I also got a 2-piece chicken tender. I know I like the chicken tenders. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the pub burger. The pub burger. And the burger was good. But I didn't eat all of it because those chicken tenders were pretty good. So anyway, I had leftovers to take home. And everybody was satisfied, and then we left. And when we left, then there was maybe 6 other people in the restaurant. So we just went from jam-packed down to nothing. Yeah, that was a fun time. So then the drive home. Oh my goodness. So all these, I sent myself texts so that I wouldn't forget what to put in the book. And at one point, our GPS at home was wrong. And so we got lost for a hot minute there. And there was a detour. And then, panic sets in a little bit. So we get on the right way. Like we're going where we're supposed to go. But now we're doing like 85 miles an hour. So slow down. I'm not driving. We decided that our navigator was fired and that our driver was also fired. So that made for some big, big, big belly laughs on the way home. That was a lot of fun. We also lost part of the carpool. Actually, not even part. There were 3 cars, and we lost the other 2. So we don't know what happened. Everybody got there at a different time, and everybody arrived home at a different time. I don't know what happened there, but even that was kind of funny. Oh, so then we get back to the shop, the studio, and this studio. And some of them are waiting, and they wanted to say, goodbye and that they had a great time. It was a really fun day. We had 2 people who I think they both of them forgot, which is fine. More room to spread out, and it was a good day anyway. But that was so our first field trip for the studio's 10-year anniversary book, and at the photo shoots. That was a lot of fun. And then now the podcast, just to keep up with that as well. So we had a really good time. I had made some really amazing business connections. So I am looking forward to bringing them in to help out with different events in the future. Maybe even this year, especially for Amy from Castle Art. I might invite her to the fall festival, and they have a henna artist there as well for this October of 2026. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so how long have we been talking, guys? Let me see here. About 24 minutes or so. Well, I guess that's as good a time as any. And right now, just a short little chitty chatty until I break in and start talking for an hour more. I know, is an hour too long for a podcast? Half an hour is okay. Alright, guys, so this is Tyra from the Reiki Studio, your Firefly Mystic, helping you find your light when moments feel dark. So until next time, my friends, breathe slowly and breathe deeply. Thanks again, and have a good night.